Hi everyone. So today we're gonna do a book review. The book that we're reviewing is Manhattan Library. I actually listened to this book from Manhattan Library, I believe. I have a couple of library cards, but I'm pretty sure it was Manhattan Library. So it was free, and I didn't read the actual print, but I would definitely, in the future, if I were to reread it, I would definitely get the print version. But I really enjoyed the audio version just because the person narrating it was a British woman. I really liked the way her voice sounded. It was really soothing and her accent was really nice. So the actual printed book was originally published August 13th, 2020. The print book is 104 pages and it is by Matt Haig. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The genre of this book is science fiction, fantasy, philosophical fiction. If you know me well, I actually don't often listen to or read science fiction. I'm more into memoirs, nonfiction books. So this was actually kind of different for me to read, which is kind of why I really enjoyed it. You know, I haven't read a book like this in a long time, so I actually really liked stepping out of my comfort zone and reading something that I don't typically read. But yeah, so a short gist of this novel, The Manhattan Library, is a story about a woman's life, Nora Seeds, and it shows all the lives that she could have lived depending upon the choices that she made. And I just want to give a trigger warning. So the protagonist, Nora Reeds, she attempts to end her life, and the book kind of opens up when she's in this in-between life and death stage. And while she's in between that stage, she's transported to this library known as the Midnight Library. And in this library, all the books, there's like endless shelves of books, and they're all green, different shades of green. And there's one book that's like a cement gray, they described it, and that's the Book of Regrets. And, you know, we start to learn there's like actually a woman in this library who is a librarian, and we learn eventually that's her childhood librarian, and she hadn't seen her in a while, and they kind of go back and forth. And in this library, Nora has an opportunity to choose a book that transports her to a different universe, essentially, of a life that she could have lived if she made different choices. And some of the lives that she lived was, she was like a famous rock star that had like 50 million Instagram followers. She was like a glaciologist in one life. One life she had like this like beautiful happy family from like and she lived with like this rich doctor, and you know, there was just so many different lives that she had, and it was actually quite fun. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the lives were, it was a little redundant at times, but some of the lives were quite interesting. And what I really found interesting about it was I actually haven't read a book that's so modern that was like referencing like pop culture moments and like Instagram and like celebrities of our current day. Like at one point they mentioned like Beyonce, and like they were talking about Instagram, and I'm not used to reading books that are like present. So that was like, that kind of threw me off, and I was like, damn, this is actually pretty cool because it came out in 2020, and I feel like the whole topic and like the whole theme of the book is actually quite relevant to right now. You know, this book came out in 2020, August 2020, and that's when we were, you know, deep into the pandemic, and this is a book kind of about self-help in a way. So I feel like the timing was perfect. You know, I definitely think this is a book for someone who knows someone struggling with mental illness or has had that experience firsthand. You know, I definitely think this book is, you know, good in that sense, where it gives you some self-help, some tips, and just a little bit of guidance. You know, I think one of the main like motifs was just the tree of life in a way, where no matter what direction we pick, life is still gonna go on. And I think that's kind of the central theme of the book, where life will go on and that we must ultimately live. My overall rating of this book, I would say, is a 4-star. You know, that could be biased because I haven't really read a book like this in a while, but I had a lot of fun listening to it. I don't know if I read the print, I would have been as engaged with the book as much as like the lady narrating it was, but it was a quick read. It was quite short, like 300 pages. Like that's really quick. I got through it in like a week, I think. I would definitely read it again, and I've recommended it to a couple of friends and they all loved it. You know, I actually, on my diary, I actually wrote a little bit of like analysis on this like one speech that she had when she was like a famous Olympian. And she gave this speech like talking about the tree of life, and I like wrote this fun little like poetic analysis related to that. Definitely check that out. I can put the link in the bio. But no, overall, I feel like this is a really fun book, and I definitely recommend it for someone who's just looking for a fun adventure, quick read, or someone who's, you know, struggling with mental illness or just needs a little bit of like a pick-me-up type of book. I feel like this is a great book that definitely has a lot of great gems in it. The reason why I actually decided to read this book is kind of random. I saw this woman last summer of 2021, on the train in Manhattan reading it, and I liked the cover. I know we don't judge a book by its cover, but the cover was interesting to me. So I was like, that's interesting. And then what I ultimately actually decided to read the book is because one of my roommates, like last year, he bought it for his sister for her birthday. And I was like, oh, I saw this book on the train, and I put it in like want to read in Goodreads, and then I saw him buy it, and I was like, you know what, let me actually find this book myself. And then it was in my recommended list on my Simply E app, where you can get free audiobooks and free ebooks from the Manhattan Library. So I highly recommend that too. And yeah, I read it and I loved it. And I really enjoyed it. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other books that you want me to read or do a review on, but I definitely have a few other books I'm definitely gonna upload soon and give you guys some review on. But thank you so much for watching this video. It was nice talking with y'all.